Shiva, 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 Shiva.
Hey guys, this is NJ. Today we'll continue our series on fingers. So, like the way I always say that studying the fingers, the shape of the palm, whether your fingers are high set or low set on the palm, that all comes under the domain of chirognomy, which helps us to know the inherent personality traits of an individual. So we have already discussed the index finger, which is associated with planet Jupiter, and it represents your assertiveness, your confidence, your ambition, your leadership traits in this life. Then there is middle finger, which is associated with planet Saturn, and it tells about your wisdom, your judgment, tell skills, your ability to distinguish between right and wrong, so and your analytical knowledge, all that come under your seriousness, so all that come under the domain of middle finger, which is being governed by planet Saturn. Now comes the ring finger, which is governed by planet Sun. So it represents your artistic and creative abilities, your potential to attract fame, recognition and name in this life. So that all is being governed by this ringer finger. Now comes the little finger. So this finger is associated with the planet of communication, Mercury. This finger, the attributes which are assigned to this finger is that this finger tells about your communication ability, your business acumen, your business skills, your how you're going to express yourself, your self-expression, about your nervous system, and also about your sexuality. So in this part we will discuss about what these each flange represent of the ring finger, and what happens when there will be a absence of these finger knots, or when there will be an additional knot present in the little finger. So beginning with the flanges, so you need to first understand that the standard length of the each flange. So let's say for example the length of the complete length of the little finger is 10 centimeter. So the ideal standard length of the first flange would be the 20% of the complete length of the total finger. So let's say in order for the first flange to be of standard length, then it has to be 20% of the complete length of the finger. So this is our first flange. So let's say for example the length is 10 centimeter. If the length of the first flange is 2 centimeter, then it would be considered as of normal length. If longer than that, it would be considered as long. If shorter than that, then it would be considered as short in length. Then comes the second flange. So in order the standard length of the second flange is 35% of the length of the total length of the finger. Same goes with the third flange. The ideal length of the third flange is 45% of the total length of the finger. So the traits which are associated with the first flange is that these people if you'll find the first flange long, then these people would remain to be like they have very good self-expression ability. So like whether they'll express themselves, whether in the form of art or in the form of writing, in the form of music or in some kind of creative expression. So these people remain very good in expressing themselves as well. This is like self-expression, articulativeness, all that is being assigned to the top flange. If found shorter in the length and afflicted with negative signs, then these people would remain to be like very lazy. Their mindset remain to be very lazy. Why I am inculcating and including mind as well? Because like the way I have said, little finger is associated with planet Mercury, and it is also associated with your nervous system. So now comes the second flange. Second flange represents your scientific bent of mind and your medicinal, like how like there are some people who whenever there is some, they always have a scientific look towards everything. So that is being governed by the second flange of the little finger. So if found long, these people have a scientific and medicinal bent of mind. If you will find it shorter in length, then these people would have a very disorganized state of mind. Now then comes the third flange. See, third flange is chiefly responsible for your business acumen, how much knowledge and talent of business you holds. Along with it is also responsible for the sexuality of an individual, how libidinous an individual is. So I have not made a video on this. I'm very soon I'm going to make on that, about the thinness and broadness of the fingers. So let's say for example, if the third flange would remain to be very broad, so these people could get into too much of sexual indulgence in their life. And like the way I say in palmistry, the same rule applies. One sign never tells about the confirmation of an event. Same like astrology, you need to learn all the scrutinized hand from all the parameters, then you need to knit it down to one conclusion, like the way it happens in astrology. Just the placement of planet in one house or in one zodiac sign doesn't tell the possibility of an event. You need to scrutinize it from all the aspects, which sign it is sitting, which nakshatra it is sitting, which all of the planets are looking at it. Same goes with the palmistry as well. So this is all like what I had to say on this. I'll again repeat, the first flange represents your self-expression, your the second flange, if first flange represents your self-expression as well as lazy mind, if shorter in length. Your second flange represents your scientific bent of mind, and if it is short and afflicted, then it represents your disorganized state of mind. Third flange is chiefly responsible for your sexual indulgences, your libidinousness and your business acumen. Now comes the part about the knots. So in order to understand the significance of knots in the fingers, you need to first have a clear idea about what these knots represents in our Vedic palmistry. So like the way our finger releases energy, like the way index finger releases the energy of confidence, energy of knowledge. Our middle finger releases the energy of our judgmental skills, seriousness in life. Our ring finger releases the energy of our artistic abilities in this life. Same way our mercury finger releases the energy of your self-expression, your business acumen, your communicative ability in this life. And the presence of these knots, if additional in number, act as a hindrance. Let's say like the way it happens in a pipe. So if there will be an obstacle, so that will act as a hindrance in the flow of the water. Same happens in the case of fingers as well. So the only difference which would come is that whatsoever area the fingers represents, the presence of an additional knot would create hindrance in those attributes and aspects of the life. So let's say if you will find an additional knot in the little finger, so in these kind of cases, these people would remain to be very restless. So they will have a very restless state of mind. These people will not have a very good communicative ability. So these, and even if they'll get into business, that can act as a hindrance. And let's say if example, you will just find a single knot in the little finger. So this remain to be very positive sign. These people remain to be very communicative, they will be very, very intellectual, and it's a good sign to have business acumen. So this is how we judge things in palmistry, and you need to have, like I always say, these positive and negative signs. These signs in the hand just tells about the subconscious state of someone's mind. Just by opting good habits and meditation and sheer determination, all these signs can be avoided. All the future upcoming events can be avoided. So I hope you guys found this video informational. For further more updates and notification on palmistry, please subscribe my channel and like my Facebook page. Thanks.